Hello Tech World, this is TechThoughts. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the dbx 286s and how it's really increased the quality of my audio for my YouTube channel and Twitch streams. Let's go ahead and get started. So for the last couple of years, I've been using this guy right here, which is the Yeti Blue microphone. Pretty standard mic, USB connection, connects directly to your computer, no muss, no fuss, not a whole lot of complication to this, and generally just works. It recently died, and when I was looking at replacements, I was looking around to see if there was something I could do to kind of improve my audio quality at all. And I stumbled across a pretty interesting YouTube channel called the Booth Junkie. Fantastic channel if you're looking at kind of learning more about how to get your audio to sound better. He's got some really great content. I've linked his channel in the description below, so definitely check him out. So after watching a few of his videos, I settled on the dbx 286s, and I paired that with the Audio-Technica AT2035 XLR microphone. I've got all of that going into the MG10XU Yamaha mixer, and you can see a full write-up and a diagram and how this all is connected and works together on the TechThoughts.info blog, which I've linked in the description below. So has this new audio equipment made a difference? Let's take a look at an older TechThoughts video. dbx is fully open source on GitHub, so feel free to either contribute to the project or submit any bugs that you find. dbx is fully open source on GitHub, so feel free to either contribute to the project or submit any bugs that you find. I would say that is night and day improvement. You're probably thinking that it's just because the AT2035 is a superior microphone, and you are correct. It is, for all accounts and purposes, it is a better microphone, but it's the 286s that really elevates the new mic. Let's take a look now. So the dbx 286s is both a mic preamp and processor. The preamp is on the left side here, and then everything on the right side is going to be part of the processor. The preamp is pretty simple. What you're seeing here is the actual line gain, and you just adjust this until you're mostly hitting in the green here. And then when you get excited, you kind of pop into the orange a little bit, but you don't want to be in the red, which is going to clip your signal. So because I do have the 2035, it does require phantom power, and I've got that selected and lit up here. I've also got the 80 Hertz high bypass selected because my office is noisy, and when I pound on stuff, I don't want that kind of low rumble to kind of translate into the microphone. If we turn that off, you'll notice that if I pound on the desk, you'll hear that picked up by the microphone. And then once engaged, it doesn't translate quite as well into the mic, which is a good thing. But you'll have to play around and kind of see what works for you. Okay, so getting back to the Audio-Technica 2035 and it just being an overall better round mic. Well, the thing is yes, it is a better mic and it's picking up my voice better, but it's also picking up everything in the office better. And if you've seen some of the previous TechThoughts videos, you know I've got a lot of equipment inside of this office, about 41 fans in total, and this dbx 286s is handling that through the processing chain here, was one of the main reasons I wanted to buy it. So let me kind of show you this button right here, which is the process bypass. So if I select this right now, what's going to happen is all the processing that this particular unit is doing is going to be turned off. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to push that, and you can start to hear what the AT2035 sounds like without the dbx 286s in the mix. So what you're hearing now is just the raw microphone. It's still going through the preamp, but it's no longer being signal processed. So what you're hearing in the background is the computers, servers, all those different 41 fans are running right now. And so yes, the AT2035 is a better microphone, but again, it's the dbx 286s, which is really making this microphone shine. We'll go ahead and turn that back on, and you can see instantly. So this can handle my environment, which is probably not the norm. Imagine what can it do for your environment. It's going to be dead silent because it's capable of canceling out everything that's occurring here in my home lab. So for me, that alone was worth it. The 286s just completely cancels out all that noise. It's amazing. Everything else to me is just a bonus, and it's got some really great bonuses. Let me talk about some of the other things that this has going on for it. So the compressor here is pretty neat. What that's basically doing is it keeps my volume at an even level. So if I get really excited and start talking really loud into the microphone, it's not that big of a deal. It keeps everything nice and normalized. And if I go down and start talking very quietly, you, the viewer at home, still get a very kind of even keel recording. So that's a pretty neat feature. Took a little bit of doing to get that set to where I needed it to do. I would probably say this is the hardest thing to get nailed down. The de-esser is pretty self-explanatory. When you're talking about snake slithering up a slope, it kind of eliminates that S sound so that it doesn't get picked up by the microphone quite as much and get recorded. So that's a pretty neat feature as well. The enhancer kind of changes your low tone and high tone. I definitely recommend that you use this a little bit sparingly, but if we turn this up, you can kind of see that my voice will become a lot deeper. But if you use too much of it, it starts to sound more radio broadcastery and not very natural. And then if I turn this up, you'll start to see that the clarity of my voice starts to come through quite a bit. Again, I think that's something that you should probably not use too much of. And then we got the expander gate, and that's the actual noise cancellation that you're seeing here. So if I turn this down, you'll notice that some of the noise starts to come back through. And then if we increase that, you start to see the effectiveness of that expander gate. The settings that you have here are going to be very different depending on your environment. If you have a very quiet office, this threshold is probably going to be set a lot lower. And then your ratio, you just play around with that until you get a nice sounding voice. And lastly, depending on what you have this hooked up to, set your final output gain as necessary. So I've been super impressed with the audio quality I've been getting out of this new stuff. To be honest, for most of us that aren't like professional recorders, I think that if you just pair this with any decent quality XLR microphone that fits your budget, you'll probably be in great shape, because the 286s is just going to be able to make basically anything shine pretty well. I've included links in the description for all this equipment if you're interested in enhancing your own audio. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, click that like button and subscribe for more Tech Thoughts videos.